Hello class, this is Jaime responding to discussion question 1 for week 8. Um, First off, it says, what are my insights into the impact of that divorce and single parent families have on all members of the system? So I would say that the impact um, is negative, generally. Um, the best case scenario for all members of the family is to have an intact marriage or an intact family. That would be the best case scenario. So that would be what we're comparing it to. So since they're both divorce and single parent families are negative or less than the desired, the ideal intention, then it's just a matter of discussing the level or the degree of the impact. So what I found interesting was that it all boils down to the parents. So you can be a divorced couple or a single family parent, which may imply marriage, but not necessarily. There's plenty of people out there that have children and never married. But the point is, if both parents, whether in a single parent family or in a divorce situation, are working together, are somewhat harmonious, obviously they're not 100% harmonious, otherwise they wouldn't have gotten divorced or would have chosen to not be in a single parent family. But if they work together, the best case scenario, work together in harmony, then the children will benefit the most. Um, if they choose to continue to fight or disagree or build up animosity or be antagonistic or vengeful toward each other, then the level of the impact on the children or the other members of the family is greater. It causes depression and anxiety. Children suffer from educational, psychological issues. They fail academically. Even parents become angrier. They're in distress. There's a huge tension that the family gets filled with. So my insight would be that if the parents can work together to raise their children, regardless of their relationship, to the best of their ability in cooperation, then the impact on the children and other family members will be reduced a lot. What are some of the important concepts to know about divorce and single parent families? Well, for the divorce situation, I think I guess we could look at the statistics. Statistically, people who are young, who don't have a lot of resources, don't have jobs that pay well because they're young and just starting off, struggle a lot with their maturity. They haven't developed their own identities. That all bleeds into having a relationship that could end up in a divorced situation. I thought that was interesting to note. And also, adults who marry in their 30s statistically will tend to get divorced because they've solidified their own identities to the point where it's really hard for them to adjust and navigate into forming a new relationship with someone. So that makes it difficult to have a marriage. As far as single parent families, the two things that the book pointed out and is very interesting was that single parent families suffer from two major things. They suffer from not having enough time, and they suffer from not having enough money. Unfortunately, statistically speaking, single parent families or the custodial parent in the situation is usually the mother, and she suffers greatly from a great decline in her financial means, in how much money she brings in. She has to work a lot more hours. Since she has the children, she has to do double duty. She has to raise her children, raise in a household, and also hold down a job. It makes it very difficult for her to have enough time for herself and for her children. The result is that the children don't have the means or the opportunities financially to get what they would have if the father was involved or the non-custodial parent was involved. And those children also end up having way more responsibilities thrust upon them because they're trying to help out their mother. The term latchkey kid ends up being a major descriptor for that situation. Um, what does a Christian viewpoint look like in these situations? I think in both situations, um, from a traditional standpoint, I guess, or from the scriptural standpoint, God hates divorce, right? He doesn't want anyone to get divorced. But he also understands that we're imperfect. We're two imperfect people trying to reflect the image of God. And we are given grace and an unconditional commitment by God. And I think we should follow that suit. We should reflect that same attitude that our Creator gives to us. We should give that to other people, especially in the area of divorce where there is a lot of pain happening, there is a lot of distress, um, and also in single parent family situations where the mother, oftentimes the mother is completely drawn out. She's overextended and she just needs a helping hand. So I think the Christian perspective on divorce and single parent families is to be there to be a helping hand. That's all I got for now.